format?
Yeah, it's the same format. Welcome everybody again to Not Another Top 10 show. This week we have a little bit different change of pace, change up if you will. We are going to possibly shit on some movies today.
Yeah, we're going to shit on some movies.
I have a feeling some...
Feelings are going to get hurt probably.
Yes. But we're all friends here, and we all know that. So
some choice words might be
we can handle this, I think.
Yeah, we'll be all right.
But if you haven't read, it's going to be not on our top 10 shows, most overrated films, and we're going to do our same format like always. But before that, I just want to thank everyone who's been listening to Film Eat Film, the movie podcast, because we actually got a new subscriber, which makes us 30 subscribers.
Ooh, look at
Hoorah!
Us. Rolling in it.
Hoosah! And I am like a Lannister, and I always keep my promises, so there will be a code giveaway.
Yeah.
So pay attention. I don't know yet which one, so you got to bear with me throughout this. It might be in the middle. I might give it at the end. So we'll see what happens. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. We're going to do the same format. So we created our top 10 list, but what we'll do is break down our 5 through 1. So what will happen is we'll do 5, 4, 3, 2, and then we'll each give our number ones. If somebody has a film higher up in their top 5 or lower,
we never get this right.
We'll just go with higher.
Higher towards...
closer to number 1.
Closer to number 1. Then they get to keep their film where it's at, and the person who has it the same but lower towards 10, 5, 10, then that person will have to replace it with their 6 through 10. So obviously going in order 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yep.
Okay, we've got that out of the way. The biggest thing now is who's going first.
It's not. Oh,
I can go first.
Damon, you want to go first? I don't care either way.
I can go first.
Nobody knows who we are.
Oh shit. Dude, thank you. This is why I have you guys here.
Yeah.
Introductions.
Well, Toothless, you go first.
All right. I like that better
You're the
than
one.
Couch.
You're the one.
I like that better than Couch. Yeah, well, I'm Trace Toothless Passion now, I guess.
No, dude, the best was when you just called out Siski when he called you Tool Man, and you're like, Couch, actually.
Yeah.
I'm embracing it now.
Yeah, I'm embracing it now. Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, well, I'm Trace. So, what up? I'm here a lot.
I'm Damon Big DZ Gumbert. Pimping the airways as usual.
That's right, pimping
as
the airways.
usual.
Sorry if someone pulled up in the driveway, so I had to peek, you know.
Yeah.
It's my inner Nemi coming out.
What's going on over there?
Scott, Icebox Nemi here coming at you. Damon, hit us with your 5.
All right. This is gonna be a good one.
Here we go.
My number 5 is The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Ooh. I'm out of this one. I never saw it, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
I forced myself into watching, I think, 3 out of the 4 that I can think of Sergio Leone's movies. I'm sure there's more, but the 3 big ones with The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, A Fistful of Dollars,
For a few dollars
more.
And then what was the other one?
Once Upon a Time in the West.
Once Upon a Time. I haven't watched Once Upon a Time in the West yet because I've heard it's like 3 or 3.5 hours.
It is a long
I'm just
movie.
like, fuck that.
He did Once Upon a Time in America too, I believe.
He did, but
With
that
De
was
Niro.
that wasn't a Western
Yeah.
movie, though.
So I wrote a little thing down, and it just says, I don't get it. Like, I don't get why people like that movie so much, I guess. The story isn't really that exciting. The movie is super long. And something that really bothered me, which I know is why a lot of people liked it, was the sound effects made me, like, die inside. Every time a gunshot would go off, I was just like, oh my god, kill me now.
Yeah. I think I can back up a little bit because I am a fan of it, but I'm sort of in your boat. To me, the editing, I absolutely love the editing, and I think anytime you go to any sort of editing website or whatnot, you'll see the finale of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly on there. The way they cut and pause and
close-ups on the eyes.
Yep, and then you have obviously Ennio Morricone's score, which is a big one. But also just that true Western landscape is a big thing that I can go back to. But I'm biased, man. I love Western films. I've loved them since I was a kid.
I'm the opposite. I don't really like Western films. Like, there's a couple in there that I'm like, oh, these are really good movies, and the rest of them, I'm just like, I don't.
And that's what's going to happen throughout this, I think,
Yeah.
this top 10, because it's going to be somewhat of our opinions, and I think some of us can actually converge, Raptor style, take some films down. But yeah, for this one, I think it's kind of scattered all over the board. I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah, I mean, and I think it has a lot to do with how a film ages. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially you didn't grow up with it. You didn't.
Right.
I mean.
I have a couple of those.
You weren't accustomed to it as a growing up. I mean, I kind of had the same feeling initially watching Godfather because I didn't watch it growing up. I watched it recently for the first time. You know what I mean? And I think, just because I've seen so many other mafia movies and stuff like that I like better.
Yeah.
That it didn't have the same impact that it has obviously around the world. But I could see why you have that feeling. I mean, I haven't seen the movie yet, but.
Yeah, I know what you mean by the runtime. I think it does at points get a little dry, but if you did you start with the first film?
What order are they in?
I think it's a Fistful of Dollars for a Few Dollars More, and then The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Yes,
that's how
correct.
I watched them,
Yeah.
yes.
Because to me, then it made a little bit more sense. I think jumping into the finale, then it kind of gets like, why the hell do I care? But and then also you have to remember it's dubbed over.
Yeah, and that was something I was going to give credit to, because I think you told me about that, Trace. And
Thank you.
That I was like, I pointed at you and I'm like, they're not going to see that. That like they had everyone speak in their native languages when they were filming, and then they dubbed it over with like the English versions, and then the versions in every other language when they were releasing them in those countries.
Yeah.
Real cool.
I think that's really interesting.
It's a neat thing you did.
Overall, the movie didn't do it for me.
Yeah. What's your 4?
Oh yeah, I forgot we're doing 5-4.
Yeah, partner.
My
He's
number
been away for a
4
while.
is Grease.
Oh, you're not the one that I wanted. You shitting me?
You shitting me, man?
And all I have written for that is fucking bad.
Okay.
Well, go bad. What's bad about it?
Everything. Like I thought the story was stupid. The songs aren't great. Even
Come
good.
on.
Debatable.
Even
That's
good.
they're
Have you listened
great.
to the lyrics of the last song of the movie? It is atrocious. Like, they're just bad. What are you doing with...
I can't sip it because of my teeth.
But you keep, like, dipping it in, and it's...
I
I
was
thought you
trying
were,
to,
like, stirring it around.
I was
or
trying to
something.
get the water off so I don't trip on his carpet.
Okay.
As long as it's only water.
It is.
Okay, anyway. The acting is generally bad. I don't...
It's
I don't-
campy.
It is super campy.
It's campy, but-
Almost too campy.
What?
Like,
come on.
It's
there's...
slightly campy, but I mean, they were trying to depict a different era, right? And
Make it a musical.
in
Right.
the same sense.
So musical in general is going to be far-fetched as
yeah,
it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
But I think the funniest thing about that is how dirty that movie really
Yeah, it
is.
really
Like,
is.
there's so much. Like, they say, like, the chicks will cream in that Grease Lightning song.
Yeah.
And then John Travolta, like, tickles his dick with
Yeah.
the saran wrap, dude. And it's like, it's just so much. And then when Sandy slams the door on him,
Yeah.
and he, like, grabs his balls and falls over, like,
Yeah.
it's so nasty. But
I love that movie.
dude, I was gonna actually break down the finale, Thunder Road finale, because I think it's a great scene. And off the top of my head, dude, I had it all in my head. I was gonna write it out, and then I don't know what happened. I just never did it. But I think that final scene is really, really great. Anyways, I do like the songs. For some reason, the songs hit me
all the
well,
songs
dude.
stick with me
Yeah.
too. I
Even-
mean,
yeah,
from the opening song
Yeah.
to the Greases the
Opposite.
Word,
I
you
know
know,
what
all
you
the way
mean.
to
Oh yeah, yeah.
to the
Grease is
ending.
the Word is a great.
It's a
opening.
great opening. It gives you all the characters. It brings you into the setting of the movie. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I like it.
I have to disagree with you,
I'm
Damon.
gonna
But
have to-
that's fine.
it's your opinion.
I have seen it on a lot of these.
well, you gotta have an opinion.
you gotta have an opinion. They're so good. But I have seen this movie on a lot of overrated lists, so you're not the only one.
Yeah,
Like how we're all wearing movie shirts today. This is-
I would have to
That's what
say
we
that
do.
my movie shirt is probably the most rare.
Yeah.
I did see that on your Snapchat.
I had to put it in there. You're not gonna find a Hollywood video stamped T-shirt of Castaway. And on top of that is a promo because on the back, guaranteed. Thank you, FedEx.
That's hilarious.
All right, we rolling my way or your way?
Your way, buddy.
All right, number 5. You guys in your seats? Damon, you can't look.
I can't read it anyway.
Oh, good. It's Toy Story 2. I think it's...
I had it on my list.
I think it is completely overrated. Film... You. Okay, wait. I got to start out like I did with that top 50 with saying that, although I believe these films to be overrated, in my head, I feel that a person can still love a film and also think it's overrated at the same time. In the case of this happening, I just wanted to be sure to let you know exactly why I think the film in the public eye is overrated, but also if indeed I do like the film, why I like it as well. So obviously I think the story of Toy Story 2 is the thing that's lacking. Okay, they did everything better in Toy Story 1 with escaping from the house. You have bigger, larger sets. You have more going on. You have a gas station. You have Pizza Planet, which should be a restaurant right now. You have Sid's house. You have Sid's backyard. And then you have Andy's room. What do you have in Toy Story? You have Andy's room. You have Al's toy barn. And then what?
The airport?
The stupid airport, except for when the Slinky Dog barks when he's inside that cage. That's great.
It's just, the thing is with that movie, it's just hard because... You have a great first movie. I don't care what you say. The first movie is better than the second one.
Oh, definitely.
Like, I was looking at lists, because this was originally on my list, too, until I got to, 20, and I had to cut some out. But
it was so hard for me.
Well, I mean... Yeah. But and you have... It's booked in by 2 great movies. The third movie's fantastic, too. And I don't know, I feel like it holds more weight than the second movie. I can't really...
First and third are so much better. Emotionally, the third captures it all. Mm-hmm. It embodies the whole entire series. The first one is what started it all. And that's when you actually you get to these characters and you feel for these characters. The second one, it's like, who cares about Zurg? I don't think it's funny that Buzz gets replaced and these knotheads don't know that it's actually Buzz, you know?
Right.
Give me a break. I think Al is a pathetic villain. Because what happens if they do get to Japan? Well, there's your third movie. Yeah. Because Woody's just going to escape anyways, you know? And then you have, the Prospector? Which, big twist there. I wonder who's turning on the TV and shit. Look, I don't want to crap on it too much because I actually enjoy the movie, but not nearly as much. And then obviously I have to rip on Rotten Tomatoes for giving 100%.
No way.
100%.
That's ridiculous.
That one doubter is not there. That is complete BS.
Yeah.
So, number 5, Toy Story 2. Damon, do you like Toy Story 2?
I do, but I haven't seen it since...
Yeah, that's another thing.
I'd have to go back and rewatch it, because
I
honestly, you guys are talking about this stuff, and I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Off the top of my head, I can remember the stories of the first and the third one. I can't remember what goes on in the second one.
And I was reluctant to watch the third one. I was like, dude, you cannot make a third of this. The first and second are good enough.
Yeah.
But
we're happy that we...
Yeah, the third, I thought...
The third was phenomenal.
Oh, the third was, it was incredible. Remember when
they did a great job with, making Andy older. Because that was exactly what we were. We were significantly older.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they were playing to.
Yeah,
definitely. They banked on it too.
Yeah. As long as Andy's out of the picture in the fourth, I think I'd be okay with it. Yeah. I don't want them to do...
That makes sense. I mean, that's really...
Move on with the little girl, because I think it's a character that they could really develop. But
for sure.
Enough with Toy Story 4. Toy Story 2 was my 5. Now my number 4 is Tommy Boy.
Whoa.
I knew about it.
Close your ears, little ones, because I'm going to say an F-bomb. Fuck Tommy Boy.
Oh.
Fuck Chris Farley.
Oh,
they both suck, dude. David Spade is robotic. He's never been good. Tommy Boy, as a whole, is a stupid idea for a film that... I don't even know. Is it Happy Madison? If not, it should be, because it's ridiculous.
I think it's whatever SNL does for their movies.
Yeah,
I think
it's stupid. It's stupid, because you know what? Chris Farley, I'm sorry everybody in Wisconsin loves this guy, and please don't unsubscribe to us, because we have 30 now. But, dude, this guy cannot act. He just yells. He yells, and Taylor put it the best. He says more physical acting, and which I get. I get people are more physical, but he just screams. You know, it's like... he's so annoying to me. I mean, I feel bad that he's not around anymore, and I'm thankful that he's from Wisconsin. He's so popular, but like I can't stand Chris Farley in movies because, like you said before the podcast, he's one dimensional. He's the same in everything, and that's what all those SNL movies basically are.
Yeah. No,
for the most part,
I agree. I mean, I like Tommy Boy just because I grew up with it, but but I guess the appeal that I can see from Chris Farley's he only had a certain amount of movies, in his arsenal before he passed. So like people keep going back to those movies, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like
really rewatchable.
Yeah, exactly. You get that. Yeah, you get that. You want more from him. He was such a charismatic guy, though. Too. He was really like a ball of energy.
Right.
Outside of films, and I mean, I agree with you to a certain extent that I mean, as a movie, it's like one of those comedies that's just dialogue to me. You know what I mean? It's jokes more than.
I do have to say though, I do like his SNL skits. I'll say that because I can handle it in short doses, but to sit through a feature length picture, like it's just too much. It's too much for me, and I feel bad, us being from Wisconsin, crapping on one of the greats of the state, but I just have to do it because I don't buy it.
You have anything on this?
I like the movie. I like Chris Farley, but
you're a comedy guy, though.
I am. I am a huge comedy guy. I know. And I kind of agree with you that, like, 90s comedies weren't necessarily the greatest. Like, the early Adam Sandler movies, they're funny, but they're not, like, good. Tommy Boy's funny, but it's not, like, good. I mean, it's not, like, a really good movie. It's just stupid funny. So I can understand why people wouldn't like it.
I'm kind of in the same boat. I know you have some problems with comedies sometimes, but, like straightforward comedies like these, slapstick almost.
Yeah, they're like, especially with Chris Farley, that's definitely slapstick.
Yeah,
like,
but
he's
like
all over the place.
I don't know. I tried looking for something more in my comedies than just that. Like, a new movie that just came out. You loved it. I didn't like it that much. Pop Star movie with Andy Samberg.
I thought it was hysterical.
It's kind of like. Boat, I kind of just got annoyed with it.
I mean, it's the same way. Like, I got obsessed with...
They do make a lot of the same jokes.
Yeah. But there was funny parts, but...
Yeah.
I got obsessed with Dodgeball. For some reason. Everything hit for me. Everything hit for me. And I don't know what it was, but, like, the dude getting a wrench thrown at his eye and then a fucking dodgeball thrown at his face. Like,
funny.
I don't know. For some reason it hits and some doesn't. That's why comedy is so hard.
It's very, very...
It's very hard.
It's an art, honestly. It really
for the ones that hit,
Yeah.
I mean, Charlie Chaplin can get me to laugh today.
Yeah.
Just with putting, 2 forks in rolls and making them dance. Like, here I am just laughing my ass off. But, Chris Tucker makes me laugh every time I put in Rush Hour.
Yeah.
But I can't laugh at Chris Farley. I just get pissed.
Maybe you have to watch the movie with Siski, because... I've watched movies with Siski that I didn't like previously, and just because of his laugh, I started laughing at it.
That could be. Honestly,
watch Tommy Boy with Siski. Maybe you change your mind.
It could be. But that was my 4.
All right, I'm up. All right, I made some very quick adjustments. And I originally took this movie out, put it back in, took it out. And I put it back in just because of our discussion before you got here. Number 5, The Dark Knight.
Oh, Damon likes that. Hey, I talked him into it.
He did. I mean, I had it on my list of 1 million originally, and we started talking, and I mean, hey, like the disclaimer that Scott gave beforehand, I do like this movie.
Right.
I just think the hype is way too much. What do you say, like number 4?
Number 4 on IMDb's top 250.
No
You know what Wizard of Oz is? 218.
Have you looked at that thing lately? It is ridiculous. They've added Deadpool.
Yeah.
It's like 180 something.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm not gonna lie. Taylor's gonna shoot me when he sees me, but there's a lot of Marvel films in there, dude.
There is.
It's so many.
The Avengers is in there.
Avengers is in
I think it's because they got they have like a formula. It's not based on like
critics.
Somebody's
it's users as well.
It's like a formula they make, which is great. I mean, it's a nice way to figure it out.
Shawshank has been number 1 for like ever.
Yeah. But yeah, there's no way The Dark Knight is up there. And like me and Scott were talking about before, like I just really don't get superhero from this movie. Everybody's like best superhero movie of all time. I don't agree, especially as somebody who's a superhero fan.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a little biased because I'm a big Marvel fan more than a DC fan, but I mean, I am a Christopher Nolan fan, and I actually like elements from Batman Begins better than The Dark Knight. As a Batman story, I think that movie focused way too much, talking about Dark Knight, on, like Ledger's Joker, which I'm not trying to take anything away from him, did great, but like, I didn't feel like it was enough about the main character as it could have been. So
we've talked earlier, but I want to bring it up again for the listeners about Heath Ledger's Joker, and that is that pushing it more towards being the overrated, or do you think it's worth every bit of the hype in terms of the Joker?
I personally liked his performance. I really thought, I think initially when I saw it, I was just kind of like, there is a lot of hype with, obviously his death happened before the movie was released.
Yep.
Right.
So a lot of people are coming into it, and the fact that his death was, directly correlated to the role, because of him putting so much of his dedication to the role. I mean, people probably came into it with I don't want to say jaded, but with a different perspective on what he put in as an actor to that role. So maybe there was some skewed vision from the viewers and people going into the movie. I think it could definitely have something to do with it. That's a situation we're never going to know, obviously.
Well, what about the Oscar though?
Yeah, I mean, I know Taylor would say absolutely not. He wouldn't think that he would have won it. You know what I mean? But
man, I think he did, dude.
I think he did.
I forget. We looked it up once on who else was nominated that year, and it was a pretty weak year.
It was a weak.
But I would even
again, and then it's also a supporting actor, so it's generally a weak year.
Right, which should have. I mean, he almost could have been.
Exactly. I mean,
he almost should have been. Because if they're pushing Christian Bale as the main actor,
he's not. He's not in it.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. This
is
a Batman movie.
That wasn't a Batman movie. That was a
when
Joker
people
movie.
It was a Joker movie more than anything. It really was.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, man. Just the way he came in and all of his ideals, and trying to bring down Batman. Basically saying that how you perceive society is completely wrong, and I'm going to prove it to you. That whole mentality throughout the film was, I don't know. To me, it was really enthralling. And then at the end, I mean, look, I know you don't like Two-Face. I like Two-Face.
I was mad that he didn't last longer. I was really liking him in that movie.
Right, the way he turned tyrannical and
it was a very I don't know, it was a heavy switch. It was an abrupt switch.
It's understandable though. I mean,
I get it, but
understandable if you bought that girl's Maggie Gyllenhaal's performance, which I didn't, dude. No. I couldn't figure out why I didn't understand his complete switch the way he would do that. I understood that he had that side. And I wanted him and Bruce to be friends, dude. I grew up with the 90s animated series.
Best friends.
Yeah, they knew each other before it happened. That is so much more depth than just him being...
They were, competing over Rachel, whatever the hell.
Right. Rachel Dawes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a weird choice to recast that role.
Yeah.
These are huge movies, and you're just going to recast that with Maggie Gyllenhaal?
Yeah, I know.
Right, and I'm not a huge Maggie Gyllenhaal... I mean, just the comparison between her and... I don't think Kate Hudson's super great, but, I guess just comparisons in the way they look to each other, it wasn't even resemblable.
Katie Holmes.
Sorry.
I know, I was like...
Sorry, dude.
No, it's all good.
Dude.
It's all good.
It's been a long day.
It's all good.
Yeah.
But I get you. Yeah, so I mean that's why. I mean, you were what were you saying beforehand when we were talking about this? Man, we should have waited. But how you could take Bruce Wayne and these characters out of the movie, and it could still be a great movie on its own. It doesn't need the superhero aspect to it.
Yeah, you could name him, John Hall or something. Pete Jones. And you could have the same kind of movie. You don't need Batman as the character, or I mean, personally, I think Joker needs to be the name, but he could be a psychopath that paints himself. Everyone would say he's Joker, a ripoff of Joker. It would demean his role, but I think looking at it from that perspective, I think that's why it's so appealing.
Yeah.
But as for it being a superhero movie, I look at it the same way as look at V for Vendetta or Hellboy,
For sure. Okay.
or even Unbreakable,
I hear
where I mean I did put it in that
Yeah.
superhero list, the top 10 superheroes. Check it out, but
Boom. Plug.
but I don't think that they're, and that's just my opinion because I'm not huge on
Right.
Marvel comics because I didn't freaking grow up with them. I grew up with that. The only comic I grew up with was the animated series of Batman, and that's why I was such a big Batman fan. That's it.
It's a great series.
It is.
But yeah, I mean, I do have to give credit to the movie. I mean, the fact that it made, an abundant amount of money. Like,
did it pass Titanic?
Yeah, I think it did. It was. It was.
I was
up
watching
there.
it.
It was
dude.
up
I was
there.
watching it for
Not-
some reason.
I don't think it did. No,
Not domestically.
Not domestically.
But overall, right?
Yeah, I think so. No, like I think it's a weekend or maybe something. It did
I
something.
mean,
big.
it broke a lot
It
of
did something
records, but
big back then.
It didn't reach Titanic. And
Oh, okay.
Avatar just.
I must have been. Yeah, I must have been looking at Weekend. Or
I mean,
some
and the
shit.
fact that it just, I mean, what it did to the character of Joker alone, like, I mean, in the comic world now, everybody like they shove Joker down your throat.
Hey, did
because
they?
of this movie.
Oh, yeah.
On a side note,
So
did they
much.
release the what is that? The Killing Joke or the Killing Game?
Yeah,
It's coming
Killing
out pretty
Joke.
soon, isn't it?
It's like it's pretty damn
25th
soon.
probably.
Yeah, I think it's this month. But yeah, that's and it's
I'm
rated
actually
R.
I think I'm gonna buy it.
It's
so.
rated R and everything. I mean,
Yeah.
they're going all out on it, so
It's
that's
gonna be
pretty
great.
cool.
It's gonna be great.
The return of Mark Hamill as
Mark
Joker
Hamill.
too.
And
Conroy.
Kevin
Kevin
Conroy.
Connolly.
Conroy.
Yep, Connolly. So yeah, that was my number 5, Dark Knight.
Conroy.
Connolly.
Yeah.
Is it
That was
Conroy?
Conroy.
Conroy. You're
pretty
right. I'm wrong.
All right, what's your 4?
Okay, number 4. This is gonna upset you, Damon.
Ooh, let's do this.
Come on.
2009 Oscar winner, Slumdog Millionaire, Best Picture.
Wow.
I think it's an
Ooh.
overrated film.
Wow.
I think going into again, we were talking a little bit beforehand. Way to go with your lateness.
Damn shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was pooping. So
Yeah, but
help it.
but if you wanna talk about Oscar bait movies, this movie is it. I mean, there's a lot of forgettability to this for me. I mean, I really don't remember a lot of like the plot points overall. I mean, the overall big picture of the
I
movie.
can tell you
get
pretty
the
much
big picture of
everything
it.
in the movie.
But I just feel like acting was a little bit meh to me. Characters were a little bit meh to me. Nothing really stuck with me. And it won Best Picture over movies like Milk, which was fantastic. The Wrestler, Dark Knight that year, which weren't even nominated.
Yeah.
Which caused a frenzy on its own. But and the fact that this isn't, in my opinion, Danny Boyle's best work either. I think he's done great films since and prior. Name Steve Jobs, 127 Hours.
Damon thinks it's an Oscar bait movie, 127 Hours.
I like that movie a lot.
I love that movie.
What?
28.
You said it. You and Taylor both said it was an Oscar bait movie, 127 Hours.
Oh, I don't remember that.
28
I
Days
remember.
Later even was a fantastic movie. Sunshine, he did fantastic. He's got so much more stuff that I feel is more relevant overall than this movie, which is the one he won. But I mean, it's not a horrible movie. I'm not saying it's a bad movie, but I just think it's way overrated compared to when this might, I don't know. I don't want to say it now. Never mind.
No, come on,
because it
dude.
might come off as racist.
No, you're not.
Don't
No. We're not racist here.
Yeah.
We love everybody.
Yeah.
One world, one love. Let's together and get all right.
Yeah. I don't know. For
That was
some
right on
reason,
the top of your head. That was good.
for some reason, when I'm reminded of this movie, I think of Life of Pi, and I think of how much better that movie is.
Oh,
I know
Life
it
of
has
Pi is so
nothing-
much better.
I know. I
Damon, do you
I have
agree?
not seen Life of Pi.
Well, you will
fantastic.
agree. I know you will.
Okay,
But
I doubt
that's I don't know. I think it's
With
because
how
I think
high
the-
I have Slumdog Millionaire. I
think the leads look alike. Maybe that's why I think it. But yeah.
They do look alike.
Yeah.
I actually thought the
Okay.
lead was Dev Patel.
Okay.
But he was
Okay.
off doing The Last Airbender.
Oh
Yeah, he
wow!
was doing
It did
bad movies.
really well for him, I think, huh? So that's my number 4. Damien, you have
He
anything?
was a
to
good part of that movie.
What?
The Last Airbender. Dev Patel actually did well in that movie.
No!
Everyone else
Nobody
did
did
terrible.
well in that.
Nobody
movie.
did well.
He was pretty
Speaking-
okay.
Hey, you want to know a good Dev Patel? 2 good Dev Patel movies?
Oh, isn't Slumdog Millionaire?
Yes.
Chappie?
Okay.
The Last Exotic Marigold Hotel and the Last Exotic Marigold Hotel 2.
You've seen them both?
Oh, I love both. I
Really?
love both. Number 1 is definitely better than 2, but 2
I've
is still...
seen parts of number 1. I haven't seen
Oh my
Never
god. Dude,
seen
you
either
can go
of
in those cheap bins at Best Buy and get it for $7.
$5,
Yeah, something like that.
Real quick for you, while we're on Last Airbender, do you have the complete series yet, man?
Complete series.
You got it?
Yeah, but I had to do it the hard way. I have book 1
Each
water.
one separately.
I have book 1 water in the complete series, or the complete book 1 water. But then as you go through, I had to find every single one of those earth and fires individually.
Walmart has the complete series. In
Yeah,
one
those
pack
jerks.
now.
Everybody
just
does.
got it today.
And it's a sweet
We
case,
just
too.
got it to get. Yeah, it looks.
I
good.
looked at it and was like, oh.
Yeah, but it's DVD, right?
Yeah,
It's DVD and
yeah.
it's $35, and I was like, or 30, 35,
Yeah,
something like that.
something
And I was like,
It's a great series, though.
Yeah,
I'm
it's-
actually
it's-
thinking
I'm
about
tempted, but-
restarting it. I do it usually during the summer where I restart it every summer.
We should do. This is totally off topic. We should do a TV series one of these.
Damon's
agree.
in.
I
Damon
wanna
really
do
wants
it
to.
I
so
asked
bad.
him if I could do a TV series.
I know you're not a
for-
TV
The
series
way
guy.
the way
Filming
Damon
films.
is, the way Damon is on comedies, I'm for animated, dude. Anything animated, I could do it, but like live action
Yeah.
TV shows, I don't have time to watch them. So
But you've seen
It's just-
quite a few. 'cause,
It's nice now because like big names, like director names, producing names are getting involved in the TV shows now. So you're getting better quality throughout. Like
good TV, dude.
within the
How
last
I Met Your
15
Mother was good when I watched it with
Yeah.
Ricker. What was it? Seinfeld. I get into. I know you're not a big
I
fan.
hate Seinfeld.
We can do an overrated one too. Let's do it.
But yeah, no,
I fully
pretty
do
much
that.
everything on my collection is animated.
Yeah,
you
I
can
see
see
that.
it's
That's what I was looking.
King of the Hill, dude, Rocky and Bullwinkle, Avatar, Legend of Korra. Which Legend of Korra, if you haven't seen, I thought that
Pretty
Korra.
fantastic.
I thought Korra was actually homosexual at the end. I thought she was a lesbian,
Did they?
and
was that a
they
no?
confirmed it.
She is right.
It's
Yeah.
They confirmed it.
bisexual. Yeah.
Yeah, they
she does
confirmed
date
it.
a dude in the series, but then she's
Right.
with a woman.
Which is amazing, dude. I love that ending. The ending to that series is flawless, but besides
I
the
haven't
point,
seen the last season.
was that your
I'm
4?
sorry.
Do you have anything to say against
Yeah,
Slumdog?
come on.
I
I'm
do.
talking
I
shit
do.
about
I
your
do.
movie.
I know. I think
Did it
Defend
make your top
yourself.
50?
I have it in my top 5.
Oh,
Dude,
I'm
you
pretty
really
sure it's my number 4.
Come with it. Let's do it.
You cut him deep,
Tear
Shrek.
I think the movies you listed that were nominated that year are more Oscar bait than this movie is. Story wise, actor wise, like who's looking at Milk and not going like, oh man, that story, that actor,
I'm
that
Hiro Koyu.
actors. I mean, there was a ton of actors in the movie. This is a movie with like relatively unknown actors. Slumdog Millionaire.
Yeah, but they don't shine through anyway.
No, because it goes period wise. Like it's not the same actor doing the whole
No, I get
movie.
that.
It does the small, like when he's a young kid.
Yeah.
When he's like a teenager, when he's an adult, like it goes period wise, and I think it's a compelling love story. I think it's a compelling like growing up poor and the things he had to
Race
do.
to riches kind of thing.
Yeah, and I mean riches. You don't actually see him rich. Like he wins the thing, and then the movie's over. Like you never actually get to see him rich.
Right, and I mean, I guess the whole thing to me is trying to paint a life in like the slums of India and how he had to get from here to here in his life, and it felt more like fantasy-esque than realistic. You know what I mean?
Of course, it's a movie.
Huh?
Oh, come on.
that's
You
a
can't
shit-
pull
you
that
can't pull-
card.
I'm just
Because
Okay.
you
Obviously,
said
like,
the
the
same
whole,
shit.
like-
The same shit for American Sniper. I'm saying it's a movie, and you're getting. You can't use that as an argument, and I can't
I'm
use
just
that.
saying. I'm just
Nobody
saying.
can.
I mean, I'm not trying to. I didn't hate this movie. I just thought going into it. You know, I remember that year at the Oscars. I was going into. I'd watched Milk. I'd watched The Wrestler. Obviously, watched The Dark
The Wrestler
Knight.
is fantastic. I give it that.
It is amazing.
And these movies, I thought, obviously all my opinion, but I thought these movies way outshine Slumdog Millionaire going into it, and I thought there's no way
I mean,
that these two. I mean,
it's a difficult year because
just
that is a
going-
lot of really good.
I'm
movies,
with Damon up until he reaches the present. Then I don't like it, dude. It loses me. And then that dance sequence in the train station.
I loved it.
Really?
The whole Bollywood thing. I thought
Yeah.
it was great.
Oh yeah.
Well, dude, if
I mean,
you like
that's
that,
after the movie ends. I mean, it's not. Like
I know. I get it.
Danny Boy won Best Director, and he didn't even direct that scene of the movie.
That's fine.
There's a female director that directed some of the India scenes.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, I think it's a great movie, but that's me.
I'm impartial,
That's fair.
so I'll be middleman on that.
That's fair. That's fair.
Uh,
fair. We good?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Damon.
I'm gonna
3.
cause some anger here. My number 3 is Lord of the Rings,
Holy shit!
and I couldn't pick which. I couldn't pick which one.
Folks at home, if you could see Scott's face right now.
Well, I'm smiling now, but I was fucking pissed before.
It's not the first one. I actually really enjoyed the first one.
Shit.
I think they progressively get worse.
It hit the fan, my friends. It hit the fan. I'm gonna bow.
I'm foaming at the mouth. It's all right though.
All I have, I wrote things for each one, and the only thing I have for this is I just don't like them. I can't really explain why. There's just things that, I just can't.
The only part I'll give you is that I think they do get somewhat worse as you move on. I think there's more depth to the third one than there is the second one. The second one feels like a summer blockbuster to me.
Yes.
1,
the
3,
third,
2. 1, 3, 2. Is that how you rank them?
I used to be 1, 2, 3, and then I think it was actually Royce Brackett that somewhat changed my mind. But watching them after that, I think there is more depth to the third one than the second one. So I guess 1, 3, 2.
Yeah, that's how I say it.
But one is the best. I mean, that's
one is the best, but you can't. The reason, and I don't know your thought process, but I think the reason maybe behind them being overrated, the Lord of the Rings, is the fact that the third got all the credit for everything.
It really did.
Yeah.
That annoys the shit out of me.
It is
That is not the best
That's the
one.
fucking Academy, though. You know what I mean?
For sure.
But it's like...
It's almost like they were awarding that movie for, the
entire trilogy. But then it's like, why didn't you do that with, none of the Star Wars have ever won an Academy Award, and they're arguably some of the best movies made. I mean, definitely,
in that genre.
Star Wars almost made my list. Honorable mention.
Ooh,
interesting.
I was surprised it's not on the list, actually.
But I don't like the story is interesting. I'm all about fantasy and
if you're
whatnot.
if all you're gonna say is the fucking 4 endings, I'm gonna kill you.
No,
dude. You're not
it's
leading
not.
this.
It's not.
This
I
studio.
don't like the acting from literally anyone other than Viggo Mortensen.
Ian McKellen? What the hell? Gandalf the Grey,
He's-
Gandalf the White?
he's
Come
Gandalf
on.
Graham.
He's dead halfway through the first one. He comes back maybe a third of the way into the second one, and then disappears again.
I'd say half. In the
He's
second
not
one.
he's a big character, but he's not in it.
85% of the movie is
more of,
fighting.
a name.
There's not really dialogue.
And
What's the
except
acting?
for the anything with the hobbits, which just annoys the shit out of me.
Dude,
I
the
hate
ending,
all- I
you
hate
bow
all
for
of them.
nobody, man? How does that not bring you to tears?
That's pretty good.
My friends,
I know,
they're the smallest
doesn't-
demon. You out of anybody should understand that symbolism. These small ass creatures.
I get it. I don't like it.
You don't like the fact that they all bowed to them?
No, that's fine. I just didn't care
You
for
bow
the
for
story before
nobody.
that.
That to me is and then, you said Viggo, you like Viggo Mortensen.
I do.
When he breaks
I
off,
just like him in
when he
general.
breaks into that song at the end, when they're on top of Minas Tirith in the third, and he just starts singing in some sort of other language, it's like, oh my god, dude.
Does this movie want to make me cry?
He did the same thing, and Hidalgo almost made me cry when he's speaking Indian. I was like, what the hell's going
God,
on
turn
here?
it down a bit, guy.
History of Violence, see it, underrated.
Oh,
Anyway.
absolutely.
I have to see that. I haven't seen it yet.
I
might have it.
I'm sorry,
great
dude. I'm lost here. How the hell is this your 3?
There is a lot of hype.
There's
behind
a
the movie.
super
There's
amount
a
of
lot
love
of
for
hype
these
behind the
movies,
movie,
and I
but
just don't like them. I don't.
I think it's warranted. You have a movie that is so epic. It literally took that phrase and it made it its own. When was the last time a movie was like that?
Considered an epic?
Huge. Star Wars probably was the last one till that. It's a milestone in filmmaking. Obviously with just process of filmmaking, the fact that they did all 3 of those movies back to back. By a director who is relatively unknown to the American, audience.
Well,
I wish we could go back to that time because I haven't liked anything he's done since.
oh, Peter Jackson?
Yeah.
Well, but
I like King Kong.
I was gonna say
King
with the
Kong,
exception
there
of
you
King
go.
Kong. I think that's the only one that
I don't know.
like.
It's just there's just it is such a huge movie, a huge thing to tackle, and I think there is no other way they could have tackled that movie than the way they did.
And I don't have a problem
Those
with that.
books.
I already said I can't explain why, but I've never been.
There's
a fan.
something in the pit of your stomach. I
It's
get it, dude. I get
it doesn't resonate with me. I just can't do it.
Yeah, I get it. But like, yeah,
Like
I mean,
if that movie's on like TNT or something, I'm turning the channel.
but how?
Maybe if there's like a select part, like if it's like Boromir at the end of one, I'll watch it.
So you don't even like one?
I know I like one.
Okay, well,
There are parts of, because they're all so long.
The
And
length?
there's a lot of like
I think it's
dead
the length.
But dude, come on, guys, we're
It's like
talking.
it's like your
We're talking
father.
about a whole different world. We're talking about here. Like, it's the reason why we had Oz the Great and Powerful is because we needed more of Oz. It's that world you have to be in order to be fulfilled. What did he take? He took Tolkien's Middle Earth.
Mhm.
You know, you can't just size that up in just
No.
one film.
No.
for sure.
I mean,
And
you
they
need the
did it-
9-10 hours. I
The
mean,
first time they
12
did it,
hours
'cause
if you
they're-
take the 4-hour
because
cuts.
the Fellowship series is 3 books, and they did it right. They did each book in one movie, which I think is perfect instead of stretching one book out into 3 movies.
Well, we're talking about The Hobbit now.
Yes, and I hate those movies with a passion.
The first one was good, and then the rest are just...
The first one, I
Peter,
was
you're
like,
killing me, Bob. I'm trying to be a fan. You got to help me out here, dude.
I died
It's
so
just
hard
pushing
into the first one.
more
That was-
out than you
yeah.
need to.
I just look. I get that, and maybe it's more hate for The Hobbit, and I'll give you that.
It definitely has grown with the Hobbit movies.
Okay,
by now,
well,
but
let's leave
I've
it at
never-
that. I'm
That's
glad.
it.
With, I'm
That's
happy
it.
with
He
that.
said it.
I'm
That's
happy
it.
with that.
all right. Oh, I got a number 2 right.
Yeah, number 2.
My number 2 is Inglourious Bastards.
Oh, this guy's fucking killing me.
Speak.
Again, I like Inglourious Bastards. I like almost everything that Tarantino's ever done. Hateful Eight is getting to me though.
Death Proof.
I like Death Proof. I mean, there's
You
parts
like
of it
Death
that-
Proof more than Hateful Eight?
Yeah.
What?
I rewatched Hateful Eight.
Blasphemy. Right there.
After Samuel L. Jackson gives that speech where he talks about basically raping and killing a dude. I mean, not like raping and
Right.
raping, but after that, I think the movie falls off like a fucking cliff. Like it just gets convoluted and weird, and I hate it.
Okay, Inglourious Bastards.
Inglourious Bastards. So I
Yeah.
generally
I
like the
can't
movie.
handle this guy right now.
I feel like it tries to be funny while also trying to be really serious. Like, obviously, you love that opening sequence.
I think it's better than Saving Private Ryan's opening sequence.
Yeah, it's one of the most dramatic and great scenes I've ever watched. And then, I think the following sequence is the introduction into the bastards, and it's just this horrible Brad Pitt making a weird voice, and everything he says is a joke, and I just it was 2 different worlds.
Well, he's trying to scare the shit out of that
I
German
know, and
guy.
it's not just that part, because then there's that fantastic basement sequence.
You don't like the Mexican standoff?
I love the Mexican standoff. I hate what happens after the Mexican standoff, where everyone's dead except for that 1 or 2 people.
We were just drinking, celebrating.
And Brad Pitt's up on the fucking stairs, making, and they're talking, and he's, saying stuff, and it's, jokey and shit, and I'm just you had this, great dramatic sequence, and you're following it up with this bullshit, and I couldn't handle it. I feel like Brad Pitt's character,
Aldo Rain?
sucked.
Oh.
He's Aldo the Apache,
I just
dude.
couldn't handle him.
The
Guy,
guy...
it was such a weird mixture of comedy, fake comedy and
That's Tarantino, though.
Yeah.
great. I know, but it's when it's
You laughed at
Well, it's
mine. You
toned
gotta
down.
have an opinion line. And what happens after that? He blows the
but
brains out of
that's
some
not
black
those
dude.
aren't seriously tension driving moments. It's just they're having a conversation, and then he turns around and shoots a dude in the face on accident. That's just that.
Yeah, but it turns a scene. I think it turns a scene. Well, actually, no, you're right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. But I think, for the most part, there is comedy in what's going on, in the way that let's say Bruce Willis is picking his weapon to go kill those guys in. Like, he's picking up everything. He picks up a bat. He picks up a samurai sword. He picks up a chainsaw. Like, holds it all funny. And it's like, that's fucking funny.
It is. And I feel like...
The dude's getting raped downstairs.
Yes. There are better movies than Inglourious Basterds that Tarantino has done. And that movie's got, like... It's gotten higher praise than Django, which I thought was a better movie.
Django's really grown on me. But Django is long, too.
It is long. And I'm not saying that Inglourious Basterds is long. I have nothing... Like, a Tarantino movie, you expect to be there for 2.5 to 3 hours.
I don't know. It's just like you were saying, those transitions, those weird, like... This I feel like brings you to this, brings you to that. That's like a Tarantino must.
He does them in movies. I just feel like he's done them better. Like, in that movie, it was done It was done poorly.
Okay.
Like, it would have, like, this hugely... tension, dramatic moment, and then it just like goes completely opposite. And I felt
like. But in what way is it overrated?
What?
But in what way is it overrated?
I feel like people like it more than other movies that deserve it more. I don't know. Like people, a lot of people have it really high on their like Tarantino list, and I'm like, it would be like middle of the road for me.
Really?
Maybe not middle of the road. I can't think of all of his movies right off the top of my head. I know
if Death Proof is up there, I really want to.
No, Death Proof's not up there. I like Death Proof. I just don't like love it.
I want to hear your ranking of the Tarantino films. Let's do this.
Well, you would hear it if fucking Taylor would come out with our real film on Tarantino.
Yeah.
Okay, so good. Okay, you have anything else to say? I don't want to cut you off.
I'm good.
All right, what do you have? Is that your? That was your two? Oh my god. Okay.
My list is gonna make you so angry. My number one probably gonna piss you off too.
We'll probably end up with the same number one. We'll get that, all right? Number 3, Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Oh fuck.
We gotta pick on each other, right?
I know. I already know why you don't like this movie.
No, it's not just because I despise Dreyfuss's character. Yeah. Because I know I would like this movie if it was a more mature Steven Spielberg. Without a doubt, I think I would find it more intriguing. But the movie's bland. I don't like it. I don't give a shit about aliens. I don't give a shit about Truffaut and this French guy who wants to talk to it through music. I get that it's a classic sound, like why would I be able to say that if it's not if it's not iconic? But when it comes down to it, man, this film in the overall scheme of Spielberg films, and there's a lot of great ones, this thing ranks low, very low, almost around the low of Tintin.
Wow.
Hate Tintin, dude. But
below Tintin?
Almost.
Fudge. I mean, maybe it's animated, so maybe it jumps up.
Just because it's animated?
I don't know.
I don't know, me.
Dude. I don't know.
Okay. I mean, I can't really counter argue your opinion much because
it's an opinion.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's still really good work from Spielberg.
No, I don't look. This is the thing. I'm with Damon. Like him and Inglourious Basterds. He gets it. It's Tarantino and whatnot.
Right.
I get it, Spielberg. I get why people see the good things in it, but I can't get past it, man. Like, I cannot watch this movie.
Hook? You like Hook better?
Hook is dry, too, but I'll watch Hook over this. I will watch Hook over this. But then again, you got to go back to Johnny Depp films and listen to why I love... I mean, it's the love of Peter Pan, just the story in general.
Okay, that's true. That's true. You got me there.
To me, Aliens and Spielberg and all that stuff, like... I hate Richard Dreyfuss in that movie. I hate him. Not him acting. I hate his character.
Yes, I
with a passion. And I feel for it because Allie despises DiCaprio in Wolf of Wall Street. And I was like, how? Just get past it. It's a movie. But here I am. And here I am saying the same thing about Dreyfuss in
But that's
Close
like
Encounters.
my same opinion on the characters from Trainspotting. You know what I mean? I hate the characters in those movies.
I just think they're more realistic.
They are deplorable people.
But yeah, what else?
I get you.
It's so different than Hollywood, where you follow these shitheads around and talking about Trainspotting.
Yes.
We'll get to that later. Don't worry. Not that I have it on my list, but I'm assuming we'll talk about it in the future. But yeah, Close Encounters, dude.
On your list, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, man.
I get you. I mean,
him in the Lord of the Rings. I've watched it numerous times too, and I cannot get it. I'm looking all over the place. Like, dude, this movie fucking sucks.
Sucks. Wow.
But like,
right.
I get why people can enjoy it. But that was my 3. Do you have anything else to say about Close Encounters?
I mean,
it's been years since I've seen it, so I have nothing.
I guess, I love the movie, obviously. I went that far with it. But, I don't know, just, there's so much in the movie that I remember. I really just, that whole end scene is great to me, despite the fact of the choices Richard Dreyfuss's character makes.
No, I understand. I know your viewpoint, and you make great points, but I want you to keep going so everyone else can hear your great points.
What are my great points?
You said how it comes full circle with the way that he is trying to recreate his childhood, or a childhood that he didn't have.
Right.
But what gets lost in that, and maybe that's what it's going for, and I just didn't realize that. The irony in it is that he's doing the same thing that maybe his parents did to him when he was younger.
And it's a selfish act, absolutely. Right. But nonetheless, who's gonna say no to aliens? Get a free ride to... No, I'm just kidding. But I don't know.
Probed, right?
It was one of those movies growing up as a kid that nobody ever heard of, out of my friends. So I had that to post.
That's probably why you like it.
That's pretty much it.
Number 2, The Avengers.
Okay. I knew it was coming.
I'm sorry, dude.
No, I knew it was coming.
I've gotten better with Marvel.
I know you have. I was super surprised with your review of Captain America.
I honestly, dude, but the thing is I know I've seen that book though. Civil War, and like the idea of that was awesome to me.
It's a cool idea,
but
sure.
I don't have much memory of going into comic book stores whatsoever. So, The Avengers. What did the film have to offer? No idea. Maybe all of these heroes coming together? I don't know, man. I really don't know. And if that's all the hype, then this film should be actually my number 1. If you're telling me that The Avengers is so cool to see that spinning shot of all those superheroes in a circle, well then, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe it should be my 1. But, they fight stupid villains. Loki is so stupid and smart at the same time. Like, I don't get that character at all. Like, dude, you suck at world domination, man. Like, you know what you should do? He should actually become friends with the Avengers. And then when they conquer the world from all these evil, then he should turn on them. But I get that it's movies and they need a bad guy and all that, and Tom Hiddleston is the greatest in the fucking world, and Loki can do no wrong, but whatever. He's an idiot. And he's such a stereotypical pawn character. The guy who can outsmart everybody 3/4 of the movie, and then at the end he gets outsmarted. We want to talk about cookie cutter? This film is it. You telling me that these giant-ass centipedes coming out of the sky, destroying New York, are going to get beat by 5 superheroes? Give me a break. I don't see it happening. And then on top of that, there's some clown up there, sitting there, putting this all together. That we're waiting for this guy to come out and have this epic battle with these Avengers, and it's like, dude, we know the Avengers are gonna win. You can't just let them lose one movie. We know you're spanning 7 or 8 movies deep, so just have it a little different. I don't know, but and it's supposed to be so much better than The Dark Knight, which really pissed me off, and it goes back to, I think, well, I'm not gonna state the name. But this person raved it up so high, it's better than The Dark Knight, it's on par with The Dark Knight. That's all I heard. And I watched this movie and was like, this sucks, man.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm biased. But I think the appeal of this movie is, it really is all these superheroes coming together. Their tagline is Earth's Mightiest Heroes coming together. To fend off, Loki, who isn't really, a threat in the long run, But
everyone loves him. Everyone fucking loves him.
Because he was Tom Hiddleston. I mean,
he was much better as a villain and as a character in Thor than he was in Avengers.
And Thor sucks too.
Yeah.
But that's not overrated. It just blows. Okay, that thing that shoots that beam out like in that ghost town. Who even cares about that ghost town?
Yeah, okay, let it go.
Yeah.
But I think the fact. I mean, as far as the build up to this movie, I mean, it's the first time ever a superhero movie has a superhero company even has made a universe out of their films, almost in like.
Or just
episodic, and you finally you pay to see Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, and the Hulk together. I mean, that's big deal because you got their movies already done. I think that's a smart move on Marvel Studios.
It is, and it's a great point too.
I mean, because now you have all of these huge stars, these huge characters in one movie, and I thought, despite how cookie cutter the movie is, because it is pretty cookie cutter. I thought Whedon did a fantastic job of giving each one of these guys something to do in the movie. Maybe Thor could have done a little bit more, especially because it's his brother. But I thought, the way that they came at using the characters coming together to form the team was maybe the most important part. Because here's the thing: long term here. They plan on making movies till the end of time with this
until
series.
People don't see them anymore, right? Until they lose money.
Exactly. So they have to think long term, right? And obviously Thanos, the guy that's above, that's building this all up.
He sucks too. He's terrible at his job. He should be fired.
Yeah, well, that's the gimmick of the character. I don't think they're giving us enough of him for people who aren't comic book readers to care about him, because come the next 2 Avengers movies, which he's going to have 2 movies back to back, so hopefully what you want is going to happen in the first one, because yes, we know these superheroes are going to come in the end. That's always how it's going to happen in a superhero film, no matter what you cut it, unless it's one of those pseudo superhero films that are based on a comic, like V for Vendetta or something like that. Watchmen, yeah, something like that. But I mean, it's always going to happen. But it's the appeal of seeing these characters together, hands down.
But it's overrated because people think it's a great movie, and it's not. It's not a great movie. You gotta get over, and I'm not trying to step on toes. You gotta get over the fanboy in yourself that this is the greatest movie that's ever hit the planet. Like, IMDb...
I never said that.
No. People do, and this is why people still rank The Avengers as, one of the best movies out there and the best superhero films to hit. And it's like, give me a break, because I don't see that in that light, because it's dumb. Like, you're telling me that the best superhero movie has the worst villain ever? Like, what are those centipede things? I don't even know what the hell they are.
Chitauri.
Yeah. But I see your appeal. I get that. But how do the masses feel like this is so good? It's cinematically, what is there to offer in this film besides these characters that were already entities in a different medium? Yeah. So you're just pulling them from a different medium. That's just cheap. That's cheap. That's what it is. And it's cheap to people outside of the comic book realm.
It's the art of because you have to no matter what, you can't say don't look at the source material from something like this, because it is always going to be a superhero movie, and especially Marvel is pushing that to no end. That's their main demographic, is it's a superhero movie, we're going to get these kids to watch it. You have to believe in the fact that this is a team effort, right? These characters are coming together to make the Avengers team, which is, it has these characters from other mediums and other properties, but it's its own thing, it's its own entity. And that's what I think, that's obviously what they're trying to do, and I think that's why it did so well, because it's the first movie to actually do something like that.
Yeah, and Twilight made $1 billion too. It doesn't make it a good movie. Like, Who would fight? I think it was the last Film Eat Film episode where they were saying money doesn't make the movie. Okay, it's not how much money you make, especially in this day and age, doesn't make a movie great.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying, man. Like I I cannot believe that this many people fall head over heels for a movie that I can't believe they're not a little bit more outraged that they did this poorly with all of these characters that came together. And all I hear is, well, they have to do this many characters. They have to give this much time for this character and this much time for this character. Well, dude, do it better, man. Like, I'm not the one doing it. You are, Marvel. So make it better for someone who's not into reading all those comics or coming from that light. Because I'll tell you right now, it's a so-so film, man. Like, I think the way it is and the way they hyped it was just... I didn't watch it for a long time because I wanted to get those people out of my head saying it was so great and so awesome. And I watched it and I was like, okay, you gotta be kidding me.
You gotta... Okay, so it's hard because you don't like... You're partial to, animated films and animated series that you grew up watching, right?
Well, TV shows,
yeah,
sure.
So like, just thinking if they did really well with portraying them, like they did, I don't know, it's kind of a hard analogy because you don't...
They've gotten better, I'm not lying.
Well, no, but
listen to the Civil War review.
Right,
they got way better.
For sure, but like, to take something from the source material, right, and to put it on for the first time in ever, where they actually can do them successfully, with the technology and stuff we have, and just to see these characters interact and actually be alive on the screen. I mean, for most comic fans to be their characters, to most comic fans, that's enough. I mean,
yeah,
I gotta put. I mean,
it's not a comic book though; it's a movie. Yeah, so that's why I'm thinking it's overrated.
You can't just pander to the comic book fans.
You also can't pander to just
I get
cinematic.
It. No, I get it.
And that's movies.
They had to mend them together, and
and that's the trick of it. And that's why I think they fell flat. That's why I think it fell flat because you give. I mean, I don't know how I would do it, man. I really don't, and that's why I can't say too much about it.
Right.
If I haven't said enough already.
I was gonna say.
But I'm just saying, like,
it's
as a dude coming in here not knowing much and coming out hearing all these rave reviews, how great it is.
And
this is what we're dealing with nowadays in the fact that comic book movies can do no wrong unless you're fucking X-Men, or you're Batman or Superman, I should say. Yeah. Because Superman...
Unless you're, like, made by Marvel and Disney, you can't really do that. You can't... You're under a wider, bigger microscope.
Yeah. But we even talked about, I think, before we went live, was that you look at top 250 of IMDb, and how many Marvel movies are in there? Civil War, I think, is in there. Deadpool's in there. Yeah. The Avengers is in there and high up there. And then you have Guardians of the Galaxy. Yep. I don't even know how many more movies are still in that top 250. And you're telling me that those movies are top 250 greatest films ever?
Right.
It's garbage. It's garbage, man. It's overrated. It's definitely over. You went off of the top IMDb top 250 at number 4 for The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
That's the only ranking I think that has The Dark Knight as one of the greatest movies ever.
Yeah.
So me going off of...
Well, no, I totally agree with you, man. Marvel. None of the Marvel movies made it into my top favorite. It's weird for me because I'm sitting in a crossroad with two different entities. Right. I love comic books. I love movies.
Right.
I can't get both of them out of this movie. I mean, as much as they could, like, I'm in the same boat. Like, I couldn't think of a way where they can give both of that. They can service both of those criterias for me, for somebody like me, for somebody like you. So they have to pick and choose. You know what I mean? They're gonna have to. Who's gonna get more money out of them? Who's going to come in? Who I know that's not what we should think about. But I mean, that's.
We know we live the day and age we live in.
Yeah,
you know
for sure.
It's,
I mean, that's how
whatever
that goes.
Makes the money is going to get the sequel.
Oh, absolutely. So, especially in a long-term effort, they plan to make movies forever. So they need to make a formula so these movies still at least do what they're supposed to do. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I got to go into it looking at, man, that did what I want as a comic book fan. So I'm good. You know what I mean? I don't need to look into this movie more like I do for something something like, an Oscar-worthy movie. I never would come into Avengers thinking, well, that movie should be a Best Picture, up for Best Picture. No, because I know it's not to that standard. But as a comic book movie, as something that is translated from something I loved growing up to a medium I love still now to this day, I thought it was successful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think it's overrated because I look at it as solely as a movie.
No, you don't have
and the way people are saying, and it could be just because people who watch this movie don't have an idea of what goes into a movie.
Right.
The editing and the shots and the sound and all that shit. But then they come out saying that. But I have to take into account because average moviegoers are still people who watch movies.
Yeah,
so I have to take into account the fact that is how the world works.
Look at the demographic for something like the Avengers. It's probably little kids, probably aged like 8 to probably like 30-year-old men. That's probably the major demographic for this movie. So, and majority of them aren't going to look at, probably, I'm going to cut it off at 17 and below, are totally out of the picture for looking at it in the cinematic light.
Right.
And the rest of them cut that into like a quarter for people who are actually into, films as much as me and you and Damon here. And you don't have the same perspective going into this movie as somebody like me because you don't know the source material. You know of it. You don't know specifically it. You know what I mean? So you don't have. So your only input going in is I'm going to judge this movie as a movie, not a comic book.
Correct. Yeah.
So, all right. Well, we
good discussion. You're at 3, man.
It's so warm in here.
Fuck the
all
Avengers.
right. So I switched it up a little bit. I put this. I hate this movie more than my 2 and my 1. But I don't think there's enough of a
concrete evidence.
Yeah, concrete evidence to point at this being as overrated as the other 2. So I'm going to put Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas as my number 3. I despise this movie.
Check out our depth top 10.
Yeah, on a side note, check out our depth top 10 between me and Scott. It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about a movie with characters you despise, these 2 characters in the movie, I give 2 shits about. The movie's a big trip. Literally and figuratively. They're on acid and all sorts of drugs throughout the movie. There's really no premise to the movie besides them just going through their drug trips. Just really turned off to me. It was one of the first movies I ever actually just gave up on. I eventually finished it just because people were telling me it was such a good movie. And I just couldn't see it. I can't see what the takeaway from this movie is.
Yeah, I guess the thing is I've heard on different podcasts, like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas is definitely the movie to watch if you've ever been on drugs before, because it encapsulates that so well.
Sure. Obviously, that's something I'm not going to be coming from.
Right. Exactly. And
because he's straight edge.
Yeah, I don't do drugs.
Same way, almost, it's similar to the way that I looked at the Avengers, and I looked at a movie that, to me, I think I could watch the Avengers again, unlike Fear and Loathing for you, but, a film I think that didn't hit on any notes for you, or maybe it could be more Close Encounters. I don't know.
Right, for sure, definitely. It's not a overly popular movie. There's a lot of people that are behind it, though. It's made
Blow,
the
they have the same kind of following with Blow.
Yeah.
Dude.
Like almost a cult following, but like almost too big to be a cult following.
Yeah,
it's weird.
It's
weird.
Exactly. It's like that. It's made in the Criterion Collection. This movie, I don't know why. Oh man, this is one of those movies that just bugs me.
Who directed it? Gilliam?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Because
he's a backer of the Criterion Collection. He gives them all sorts of directors' stamps of approval and all that. Same with Wes Anderson, dude.
Yeah.
Which
Kevin
I think Wes
Smith
Anderson
too.
deserves.
Yeah. For sure.
Criterion,
and I haven't seen a whole lot of Gilliam movies, but man, this one, and I didn't really like Dr. Whatever Parnassus.
Oh, Dr. Parnassus or whatever the hell.
I didn't really care.
That was a weird movie, dude. I actually got into it a little bit.
Yeah, I do want to see Brazil though.
Yeah.
I've heard good things.
Brazil's a little crazy. I think there's another one he did, Time Bandits.
Oh, okay. I do like 12 Monkeys, and he did
12
that one.
Monkeys. Yep, 12 Monkeys.
I guess he didn't
That
do it all
is
wrong.
the only movie you've mentioned that I have actually watched.
But yeah, that's more of a rant than anything because I just want to talk about how much
talk
I
about
hate
rant,
that
dude.
movie.
I just went on fucking 20 minutes.
There was a
on the
solid
Avengers.
20 minutes of Avengers.
Yeah, well, all right. So my number 2 is, as a whole, the Paranormal Activity series.
The series or the first one?
Well, I'll start. I mean, if we only want to pick one movie, I'll take the first one.
Okay.
But I mean, it spawned what? There's like 6 movies now.
God, yeah. The
So,
Mark
one,
one.
I just
four,
think,
right?
I just thought there's nothing.
There's one after that, Ghost Dimension or something like that.
Oh, Jesus.
Whatever. Who knows and who cares? This movie, yeah, it did great with the fact that it was a independent, low budget movie and it made tons of cash. But I feel like this movie is just a gimmick movie. I don't really care about any of the characters. Acting's not great at all, and it's more of a gimmick to show you what they can do with cameras in, I don't know, weird places that don't really do much for what they're trying to tell you.
Damien, you ever see this one?
You ever see it?
Paranormal Activity? I have, yeah. I generally enjoyed the first one. I didn't watch any of the other ones.
I thoroughly enjoy the first one. The second one, from the second one on out, I didn't care, except for the fact that they had a German Shepherd as a dog in the second one. And I didn't care, but until the dog was out of the picture, then I didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
I was definitely like watching it on my computer in my bedroom and like started just like and then ended up like curled up in the corner like, holy shit, what the f is going on? Like,
yeah.
It got me.
Yeah, the first one, and as far as horror film, it scared the shit out of me. I remember going home and sticking a chair underneath my door. I'm in the basement.
No,
dude.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
dark
yeah,
as
yeah.
fuck.
No, for sure. I mean, with the scare tactics.
But after that, I think, yeah. I mean, but I'm chicken shit when it comes to horror movies.
Yeah.
So for me to say that's a scary movie, it's not overrated in any sense to myself.
Right. Well, it's just like, I don't know. I'm, for one, am very, very picky with horror films.
Right.
And it has to get, I mean, I don't know. I feel like this movie could have scrapped the gimmick with its camera use and the uses overall, and done a legitimate cinematic take with a regular story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And had a greater effect. Because really, it's servicing jump scares and I don't want to keep saying gimmick, but that's the only word I could think of. It's
a gimmick.
It's just servicing that specifically over a
you.
story overall.
No, I hear you.
And I think there's
it's like Blair Witch.
Yeah,
Almost,
well, yeah, but,
I definitely got Blair Witch vibes.
Well, yeah, but there's
bad
where
version.
Blair Witch did something like that, but in a better stance. You know what I mean?
I don't think so. I would. Blair Witch is dry, dude.
It's dry. It's dated.
I would rather watch a shorter, more intense version of Blair Witch, which to me is Paranormal 1. But after that, I don't give a shit, dude. That's where I think you having Paranormal Activity as a whole, the fact that they keep spinning off these films.
Well, yeah.
And yeah, it is freaking overrated. Like,
Well,
give me a break.
They're still eating it.
stop
People
it.
are still eating
Yeah.
it up. You know what I mean?
I mean, and it's still how it's still related to number 1. Like, how,
Yeah,
dude?
exactly.
How?
It's-
Like that?
it's-
Yeah, I get it.
it's
And then now it's a
stupid.
cult and all that shit.
Yeah,
like,
it's stupid.
yeah,
It's dumb,
give me
and
a
I will
break.
never watch the movies again. So.
Was that your
That's
2?
My 2.
All right, Damon, hit us with your 1.
Let's do
I
it.
think we have the same one.
I'm just gonna.
Really?
I
You
just
guys
wanna-
have the same ones?
I think I feel it.
Okay. I just want to randomly. Did you watch The Visit?
I did.
Did you like The Visit?
Okay. I didn't like it that much, but I was thinking with a mindset of it's M. Night Shyamalan. How do I say his name? Did I say it right?
You said it right.
Shyamalan.
No, you said it wrong.
Shyamalan?
I'm just kidding.
So I'm trying to be like, and I heard, word of mouth was, wow, this is his best movie for a while, which isn't saying much.
No, because
but
I was so mad before that.
But yeah, I mean, it was whatever.
To an extent,
It was whatever.
I didn't like it at all.
I mean,
There
was definitely parts to it I didn't care for, but it was.
They weirdly like, and I think it's his fault. They like at some points it felt like they abandoned the like found footage
Yeah,
aspect of it. And
That's
we're
the
like,
word I was looking for. Found footage.
yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah. Which I guess it's not even really found footage. It's just like handheld camera kind of stuff.
Paul
off
Greengrass
movie.
shit.
Yeah, and they abandoned it like because it's supposed to be like point of view from like the girl and the boy.
The little boy.
And there are random points where like I felt like you could tell like the quality was lower when one of the cameras was being used compared to the other one, and I felt like there were random points where like you could tell that neither of those two cameras were being used.
Well, I
like,
don't know if
it was
that's
just, like, a
Shyamalan,
regular-
dude. It could be the fucking editing, too.
It
Yeah.
could be. I don't know.
It's. I mean, overall, it's a forgettable movie. But,
Yeah.
I mean, in the,
I-
in escape of him, it's
the
like
people that I
all right,
talked to
he's
while I
doing a
was
little bit
watching it,
better.
like I was texting Austin when I was watching it, he's like, "Yeah, I really like that movie." And I'm like, "I'm not getting it right now." Like there are parts of this that I'm like, "Oh, this is kind of interesting." Like,
I
I
think,
wonder what's happening with these two people.
I think sticking with like not as big or not like maybe a lower budget film for him and like a low key script is
Yes.
better for him than to do
Well, he writes his own script.
After
doesn't he?
Earth.
Oh
But
my god!
yeah.
All right,
so,
so
one.
my number one is 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Oh, wow. We don't have the same number.
So this is generally like regarded as one of the best movies of all time. I think you would say that.
It's my Nana's favorite movie ever.
Yeah, and
We love you, Anna.
it might be generational. Like
I love it.
I've never seen the whole thing.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm
ashamed.
just like I thought about it the other day because I was watching Steve Jobs again, and they were talking about it. Like the reason that they wanted at the beginning of Steve Jobs, they're like the reason that we want the computer to say hello and be friendly was because like the computer in 2001 scared the shit out of people. Like it was like so terrifying
Again,
for
the
them. And I'm
editing,
like,
dude, behind it.
Yeah. And I'm like, wow, things were simpler in the 70s. Like I was just kind of like,
Well, they jumped at Freddy Krueger too, man.
yeah,
Like,
it's true.
Yeah.
we need like people getting chopped apart and balls beating.
I know. It's,
we
we're
need
so
realistic gore to
we're-
get
we're
us
so,
going.
like, desensitized to all of this. I felt like 2001 was like. I used to say it was two separate movies, but now I feel like it's almost three separate movies that are just like loosely put together by basically an item, which is that the obelisk, I think it's called the
The big black thing.
yeah, the big black thing.
I can't remember what they call it.
I
But I've heard
thought it was called. I
I've
thought
heard,
people considered it an obelisk, which I don't know.
I've
what to
heard,
call an obelisk
I've heard it
is,
called
but
different things.
I think
but
when
I
I
don't
wrote it
remember
down, I
any.
just wrote like big black column, and I just felt like there was that beginning sequence, which is an interesting, if not annoying, sequence of the man monkey people thing. Whatever
Yeah,
those
then
were.
they start killing.
Yeah, and they see this black obelisk thing, and then they discover tools. Like, okay, that was kind of interesting, and then it like shifts into the space station.
An amazing match cut though.
Yeah,
When they
Yeah,
throw
yeah,
that
yeah.
bone up.
yep. And then that turns into like the HAL whatever 9,000, 2,000, whatever the fuck it's called. And I feel like they were like the only thing tying these three events together was this obelisk, and then they don't even like do anything with it.
Well, they do, but you just might not have gotten it.
I
I
guess.
don't fucking know what.
The last 20 minutes, it's like
There's a
one
lot
of
of
the most bizarre like sequences.
Because they find it again on that moon or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he ends up inside as like a.
I don't.
He's like I don't know if he's like
'Cause
looking
he's
at
like-
himself. He's in that room with it.
Yeah, and it was. Super
It's like it's all
confusing.
about some sort of rebirth, but
Oh, it's
I mean, you
rebirth,
gotta
for sure.
watch it over and over and over again.
Yeah, and
which
I've only
is
seen it once, and I was just like,
which is
what?
a tough endeavor, dude. Because
long movie,
It's a
isn't
long
it's
movie.
a long movie, and
It's
to
just
get involved
really
with it.
dry at parts too. Like,
Oh, definitely.
I felt like
for sure.
there was like mediocre acting, and the only part that I can really say that about is HAL 9000 shoots one of the dudes like out of the space station, and he's like dead. And he's
Yeah, well,
floating
that's
in
the
space.
thing. Like,
Yeah, and it was like, oh my god. But his buddy just was like casually just like, oh shit, I should probably go get his body, and like casually goes out in like a little ship and grabs his body and brings it back. Like, there's no freaking out or anything. It's
well,
like,
I mean, they're astronauts.
he's
I mean,
dead.
I'm sure it's
The
some
com-
sort of.
the computer just killed him.
Well, they don't know that, and I mean,
He suspects it pretty hard at that point. I think.
right, because they have that great scene inside that that soundproof bubble, which
Yes.
you know that Hal
is like-
knows what they're talking about.
Yeah,
and he's reading
like,
his lips.
He's lip reading. Yeah,
But
that was
the
cool.
fact that Hal's vying for something more than just being this computer, I think goes long term in the whole theme of the movie. But
yeah, and I think separately, like the sequence, like the parts are great. I just think as a movie in whole, I don't think they fit together as well as.
I think it's along the lines of pretty much all of Kubrick's films. You know, you have to be ready for these long, drawn out, dramatic sequences that are going to, but you can't miss a beat because otherwise you're going to miss what the ending's all about. And that's what makes him so mysterious. You know, too, his films are still highly coveted because you don't have that depth to the actual guy behind the camera. Now, all you have to do is study all you have left is to study his movies and come up with some sort of outcome on what he was achieving and what the guy actually is. Whereas Tarantino, you can sit down and watch YouTube videos nonstop about what he was doing and this and that.
Yeah, because he just talked about it like all the time.
Right. Yeah. So I get it though. I get why.
This is what we've been saying this entire time. It's not like I think it's a bad movie.
Right.
I just don't think it's as highly rated as people.
Good one. You ready for my jaw dropper?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Citizen Kane.
Oh!
Number one, dude.
All right.
Number one. And I think, I don't believe that every single person can agree that this film is the best of all time. I know people are lying about liking it. I fucking know it. I enjoy the film. I've seen it fully through, sat down, watched it, no distractions whatsoever twice, and have sort of come out with the same opinion. I love Orson Welles in it. The direction, his acting, all his camera tricks, that's all they're going to talk about for days is everything was so before his time. He was 26 years old. That's great, dude. I'm blown away by it. Great. But I love revisiting, the whole Rosebud mystery, right? But Orson Welles' approach to this film is excellent. But is it worth being called the best ever? Why? It's a mystery to me that so many people can call this movie the best ever. Why? I don't know. Why? Why does it have to, without any thinking, be on a list of best movies of all time? It blows my mind.
Is it because of the fact that what he did with the movie,
technique-wise? In the American Film Institute, what they do is they take a movie and they say, is it as good then as it, or is it as good now as it was then? Does it bridge the gap of time? Is it still I can't think of the word that they actually use.
Timeless.
I guess that would probably be like that, and that's why Vertigo is so high up there. It's a movie you can watch now, and it's still
but you can actually sit through Vertigo.
I can.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I could sit through Citizen Kane too, but
yeah, and get what
I
out
haven't
of
actually
it.
finished Vertigo.
Look, I think it's great, dude. Blocking wise, it's photographed brilliantly. I love that aspect. But you have to understand that entertainment has to go into some sort of factoring in how great a film is. If I can't sit through the goddamn thing, why would I think it's the greatest of all time?
No,
it's bullshit. It's the same thing with what he's saying. That's why I think so many people are fucking lying. It's horseshit that so many people can find a film this bland as the greatest ever. And you know why? It's an intellectual thing. If you sat down here with 10 random people, 10 random film majors, and you ask them, have you seen Citizen Kane before? How many of them would lie and say, yes, I have?
Right.
Before I actually rented it on DVD from, the college library, I had never seen it, but I heard a shit ton about it.
Oh, yeah.
Sat down and watched it, and I was like, this is what they're creaming about?
Yeah.
And then you have to go so deep into it to find this is what he did here. He took a pickaxe to this floor here and put the camera in it. That's great. That's great. The Dark Knight did things that entertainment-wise, the Citizen Kane cannot touch.
No.
Why isn't that the best film of all time? I don't get it.
No, totally.
I don't get it.
I totally and utterly completely agree with you. it's an intellectual thing, like you were saying. It's like it's almost like in a major film, lover world. It's like a muscle to flex. Yeah, I love Citizen Kane.
Yeah.
Don't you? No, why? I mean, it did great things for films. You have to acknowledge that.
Oh yes,
but you can't. You don't have to cave and say this movie's the greatest of all times because it did it first. I mean, that doesn't matter.
No,
you know what I mean. It still has to. Yeah, it still has to pack a punch and make you want to watch the whole thing through.
Right, yeah. And I have it, but I've seen it twice, fully through. I've seen bits and pieces of all this great thing. The blocking in the opening, or the sequence where his mom is signing him over to the banker, and then when the guy is trying to figure out what the last words, what Rosebud means, and he goes into that library and all that stuff. It's all great. But if I can't sit there and watch these great sequences back to back to back to back, it's boring. Yeah. And that's what the film is. He goes through divorces. That's great. And I get so sick and tired of hearing people talk about, well, Avatar is so overrated because it's the same story we've heard again and again. Fern Gully and Pocahontas. It's the two fucking things I hear about Avatar. Fern Gully and Pocahontas.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sick of hearing this rags to riches kind of story. Well, you know what? This guy is at the top of the world and goes downhill. How many times have you seen that?
All the time.
Because you see it in the 40s and it's Orson fucking Welles. It's the greatest thing that ever happened. Like, dude, don't get me wrong, man. If I did a top 100 films, that shit would be in there.
Yeah.
Because of my deep respect for film and the fact that I do like it more as I watch it. And I do yearn for more of those sequences that I watch. But as a whole, the film takes forever. Dude, it does. And that's why I cannot believe Citizen Kane of video games, Citizen Kane of acting, the Citizen Kane of this and that and all that shit. Like, it just goes back to the fact that every cinephile, and I say that with air quotes, is so enraptured with what these fucking critics say about a movie. And that's the end all be all. It's got to be good because Rotten Tomatoes says it, because IMDb has it in the top 10, because actually it doesn't. Citizen Kane's like 60-something on IMDb, so shishy. But yeah, all this stuff that, they see Roger Ebert give it 4 out of 4 stars, it's got to be good, It just... Give me a break, man.
And that's the best thing about movies, is that it really... I mean, you can appreciate the talent, the direction, and the technique put into a movie, right? But in the end of the day, it's your opinion on what you think the movie is. Like, you know what I mean? I like Avengers. I like comic book movies. You don't. That's the beauty of movies.
But where I'm coming from as the overrated point is the fact that I just don't believe everybody has seen it. I don't believe... half the people that say they've seen Citizen Kane is full of shit. They have not seen it.
I haven't seen the whole movie through. The only reason I even remotely seen parts of it is because of school.
Yeah.
That's why I watched it.
Yeah.
So Francis Perkins, man.
Yeah, exactly. Francis Perkins.
Dude, and like I said, there are amazing scenes. But the funniest thing to me in a film that's supposed to be regarded as the best ever is the fact that they can't take every single scene in that movie and break it down to be flawless.
Right.
And you know what? You get the same scenes regurgitated over and over as being, look at how he did this. Look at how he did this. Look at how he did this. It's like, dude, I've seen it a million times.
Yeah.
You can't show me anything outside of those, however many scenes that everybody loves to rave about. Like, dude, give me a film that's fully rounded. I like Citizen Kane, man. I like it. Would I rather sit down there and watch Touch of Evil? You're damn right I would. And I'll go on the record as saying it. Touch of Evil, I would watch more than Citizen Kane. It's rewatchable. Is it cinematically technical as Citizen Kane? No. But, like I said before, it has to do with somewhat of the entertainment value. There has to be some entertainment into it. And that's why a lot of those films on Criterion Collection, those French films, I can't sit down and watch because they're so damn boring. But they're so innovative. They cut here and here and here. I don't care. It doesn't. I don't get it.
The story's still not interesting.
Right. It doesn't matter. Just because someone... Dude, what Edwin S. Porter was the first person to cut two interchangeable scenes back to back. Who the hell's raving about his name besides Martin Scorsese? Nobody even knows that name. And he was the guy who without him, who would be cutting films right now.
Mm-hmm.
I rest my case.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Very
Thank
beautiful.
you. Thank you.
Beautiful. Well, there is no possible way I can top that. So I'm just going to start off mine by saying...
Trainspotting?
No, Trainspotting is not number one.
I would just keel over, man. Too many of my movies.
Back in early 2000s, this movie was all the rave. And I don't know why it made a resurgence in such a fashion, but it was the cool thing to like this movie and the cool thing to think you're a gangster because this movie was so, mind-blowingly wonderful. And it's not The Godfather, like I said before.
Tokyo Drift.
No, it is Scarface.
Yeah!
I think Scarface is one of the most overrated films. It gets a subpar performance from a fantastic actor in Al Pacino. In the same era, I can name like 5 or 6 movies that are better than this movie in every right. And I mean, it was just a train to hop on to like this movie and to make it so cool to be Tony Montana. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
it was a weird time.
It's just, I know, it's just an overbloated, overrated, it's a okay film. I mean, I don't hate the movie, but I mean, I like almost every other major mafia crime movie better than this one. So, short and sweet.
I like De Palma.
I like De Palma, too.
I think Pacino puts in a performance that's memorable if you've seen the film.
Yeah.
It's almost on the same basis as Citizen Kane.
Thank you.
A lot of fucking people haven't seen Scarface, but yet they know Tony Montana dressed in, say hello to my little friend. Yeah, but that's all they know.
Right. Oh, for sure.
Just those iconic parts.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest thing about that, and here's where I'm going to go so far as to blame MTV Cribs for the reason why Scarface is so overbloated.
There's my Scarface poster.
Here's my Scarface DVD. Okay, Lil Jon, you're cool. Not.
It's because of the rapper Scarface. He brought it back.
That's probably why it was. No, but I think it's, in my opinion, one of the most overrated films. I just don't get behind it. So.
All right, let's fight and rank these. I like that short and sweet. Damon, did you have anything to say?
No. I've watched the movie once and it was like, eh.
Exactly, it's forgettable. It really isn't as big as everybody makes it out to be. That was my number 3. Originally had
White actor playing a Cuban man.
Do we want to just throw out our banks?
Yeah, do it.
Just because, our like 6 through 10, just because we didn't use any of them. Just throw them out with your ahs and oohs and what?
Are we going 10 through 6?
No, 6.
6 to 10.
6 through 10. 6 to 10? Okay.
Yes.
My number 6 is Interstellar.
Woo!
Oh dear, I wish we had it some. To be continued.
Yeah.
Number 7 is Back to the Future Part 2.
You just fucking hate me, don't you?
Well, Part 2 is regarded as the worst out of the 3.
Yeah, no, and it's fair.
Yeah.
It is.
I always thought 3 was regarded as the worst.
No, I really like 3.
Okay.
But, I mean, it's number 1.
There are people who will swear by Part 2, and I thought it was
all the future aspects of the movie come from 2.
I hate them.
It's not a bad movie, but
I don't like it. My number 8 is WALL-E.
Fuck you.
Wow.
Yeah.
I figured you, of all people, would love that movie.
I saw it once and I was just kind of like, whatever. Like,
people kill it for you, man. I'm telling you.
Number 9 is Prisoners.
What?
Which I don't even know if it's technically overrated. I just felt
I don't know if there's a lot of people behind it, but I mean, it had a positive rating overall.
I might have based that based on like our Jake Gyllenhaal podcast. Where
fuck you, because
we talked about it for like 30 minutes, and I was just kind of like,
check out the Jake Gyllenhaal podcast, one of our highest viewed podcasts. Yeah,
we should try plugging every single one day.
My number 10.
Almost there.
Yeah,
my number 10 is Iffy because I've only seen the movie once, and I wasn't into it, but it was There Will Be Blood.
Dude,
although I know how
upsetting,
good,
man.
Like I remember parts of it, and I'm like, I remember that part. That was a good part, but I can't like remember the entire movie. I've only seen it once.
6, The Butler. 7, The Hurt Locker, which I thought Inglourious Basterds. I still think Inglourious Basterds is better than The Hurt Locker.
Agree.
8 is Crash, just because for a Best Picture film I've watched and never had any desire to go back to see it. Not saying that I dislike it.
Michael Pena, come on.
9 is Slumdog Millionaire, and 10 is Donnie Darko.
Eat it. Stick it in your ear.
Jake
All
Gyllenhaal's
right.
dying today.
Yeah, sorry, Jake.
I'm
Still
killing.
love you.
I'm killing Danny Boyle and the Coen Brothers. Here we go.
If you see the Big Lebowski, I'm gonna slit your throat.
I love the Big Lebowski. It's in my top. It's like top 20.
Gigantic poster behind you.
Number 6. Number 6. No Country for Old Men.
Oh.
Number 7. Finding Nemo. Number 8. Train Spotting. Only because I've talked about it so much. I don't think it's that hyped compared to...
I think like maybe twice. It does.
Well, I don't
check out our top 50. Number 1, I think it was in.
Yep, that's what we're talking about. But I don't think Overrated comes
I think
to
it's
the
probably
fact.
jumped out of my top 50 by now, anyways.
Yeah.
I think
Oh my God,
Castaway
trust
moved
me.
up, and so is
Dude, there's
Gravity.
like I could probably add 10 movies to my top 50 now because I'm like, fuck, I should have put that in. Okay, number 9, Fargo, and number 10, Napoleon Dynamite.
Napoleon Dynamite was an honorable mention. All right, let's do this. So let's hit up number 1s, guys. Citizen Kane versus...
Obviously, Citizen Kane. You went for like 25 minutes. You killed us.
You made a lot of good points.
Yeah, you made a ton of good points.
Hey, I'll say it, man. We're going to stand behind it. Don't unsubscribe to us. Just think about it.
Just think
Although
about
I
it.
do love Citizen Kane.
Love. Oh, he said he liked it before. Now he loves it. It was also one of the best movies ever made, and you didn't have it in your top 50.
I didn't. Because I don't think it's...
Just giving you shit.
Well, I wasn't, but I'll say it over the podcast. Damn it. I'm just giving you shit. What are you guys' ones?
Scarface.
2001.
Oh, man. Those are... We might have to go to the coin, my friends.
Do you have a coin?
We
we
got
got
the
down
block,
on the
come on.
bottom. The quarter.
Where's the block?
The block is here, but I feel like the block is very biased.
It is. It's always
I found
the
it.
top.
All right, Damon found the coin. What year is it, since we're talking No Country for Old Men?
Oh, it is 1980.
1980. That coin has come from 1980 to decide whether or not... I'm thinking No Country for Old Men. Whether or not 2001 A Space Odyssey or Scarface will be our number 2 overrated film.
Heads or tails?
Heads.
Catch a flip.
No.
Oh,
Come on, you
wow.
gotta catch
What
it.
is it, heads?
Tails.
Oh, you
Oh,
piece of garbage.
2001.
How much fell over?
Huh?
How much fell over?
Okay, now we really are getting people who are going to bail on us. Citizen Kane and 2001. So 3 Scarface.
Smells
obviously.
like hot guy in here.
No,
Thank you.
Not like hot, like
That's
not
what Damon-
attractive and
That's
warm
what Damon's
men.
room smells like.
Smells like my feet in the air.
What's
to
our...
be honest.
Dude, no. I've been on the court all day. Sorry.
I think I can match you on that one.
Probably. I have 2 of the Avengers. You have Fear and Loathing. What do you have?
No, I have
Mine
paranormal.
was-
so I
Oh,
just-
Paranormal.
Mine was Inglourious Bastards.
Well, that's not two.
Yeah.
You piece of shit. Well, I'm gonna go with what was yours?
Avengers.
I'll go with that one.
Why?
Because fuck
Damon
you, that's
spoke.
why.
Why
Damon's...
fuck me? We both just said that.
Yeah, but Paranormal Activity I don't feel like is overrated because
It is totally overrated.
So
I
are we
feel like-
bumping that out?
I feel like not
So
that many.
should we
that
go to
people like
3s
it.
because both of yours kind of suck?
Mine totally makes sense.
Mine is actually
doesn't make
Mine
sense.
is actually a highly rated movie. Yours is just
Mine is
a
it's
semi-popular
it's
horror movie
still
that
on
is
a
losing
franchise.
that is
and
losing popularity every single movie that they get.
I'm not denying that, but it made its own freaking subgenre of horror films based
but
off
mine
of
was
found
mine
footage
was
and.
nominated for an Oscar. What was yours nominated for, bitch?
Does it matter? It still made tons of money.
It might be more.
In relation to how much money the film cost, how much money it made more money than yours.
That's maybe true.
It is true. I looked it up, bitch.
So what are we going for?
Really?
here?
You looked up how much Inglourious Bastards made? And
No, I mean, I
Yeah,
looked
that's
this
what I
one up,
thought,
so I guess I
motherfucker.
don't know.
So what are we going with for 5? Inglorious
Flip.
or
We'll do the coin flip,
Paranormal.
I
bitch.
don't give a fuck.
Well, if he doesn't care, then we're good.
No,
Okay, but if Damon,
pick.
but
Which
if
one
Da-
you pick? He picked
Me?
the last one.
Dude, I don't think either are overrated. I would actually go to our 3s. I think our 3s are better.
You think Fear and Loathing's better?
I think Fear and Loathing. You had a good point with Criterion making it a Criterion.
Yeah. I mean,
Damon, what is yours?
My number 3 is Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
Then
fuck you, yeah.
Okay, your 3 isn't better. So let's do
My
this.
3 is better.
I say coin flip.
Alright.
I think based on Paranormal getting more films,
Okay.
I think it's somewhat more overrated. I'll put Paranormal, dude.
Thought we were going to the coin flip.
No, he decided.
Hey, you decided on the Avengers, so I'm just returning the favor.
Piece of shit.
You want Inglourious Bastards at 6? Seriously? All right, let's do it.
No, I want
Yes,
Inglourious
son of
Basterds
a
at 5,
bitch.
But, fuck me.
Dylan,
believe
you
this.
son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch. 7 we're at here, boys. And Lord of the Rings is definitely not making this list.
Well, me and you
I'm
both
just
had Slumdog on our lists overall. It made my top 5. It is on your top 10.
It's true. Slumdog Millionaire.
Eat it.
I will not.
Eat it.
I will
8.
fight to the death.
I mean, come on, dude. Tommy Boy and Toy Story 2? What else you got?
I did have Toy Story 2 on my extended list. Didn't make
What
my top
number?
10.
Oh,
It was like 12 or 13.
I have Grease and the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Grease lightning.
Well, you did say that Grease is on other lists.
It is.
Grease at 8? I was kidding about the Lord of the Rings not making it. If you have a push for it and if he agrees...
I
Fear and Loathing.
feel like it is.
Is that on our list at all?
Fear and Loathing is not.
I want to push for that one.
You want to flip?
What do we got? We only have one spot left?
No, we have 2.
Oh, well then.
And Toy Story 2 hasn't made it yet. With a 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, how can it not be overrated?
Yeah, but I got 2 of my top 5 that haven't been on yet.
That's true.
How many in your top 5 have you haven't been on yet?
I think 2.
Do you have just the one?
No, I have 3.
You have 3?
I have 3 that haven't been on.
Me
Lord of
too.
the Rings, Grease,
Me too.
and the Good, Bad, and the
You
Ugly.
have
No,
3?
Grease is on there, dog. You
Oh,
have
yeah, you
more
just
than,
put it on there. Okay,
you have
so
more
2.
than I
You
do.
have 3? Alright, you pick one. Then.
I have Close Encounters, Tommy Boy, and Toy Story 2.
You pick one for this spot. We'll flip to the last one.
Shit, man. Toy Story 2 is my bottom, but I feel like that has... It's
More
the most
presence.
overrated.
You do you, boo-boo.
What do you guys think?
I think I agree with your statement, man.
I
Or
have
Tommy Boy.
No
Or
opinion.
Tommy Boy. I think I liked your poll for Tommy Boy more. More seated anger for it.
Alright, fuck it. Tommy Boy.
Ooh. Ooh.
10, guys. Now we have 1 spot left.
But all of us need one more in there. Or all of us have 2 left then, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
I have Toy Story and Close
Alright,
Encounters.
so I'm fighting. I'm going to put in Fear and Loathing. That's my...
He wants Fear and Loathing. What do you want?
Lord of the Rings.
Toy Story 2.
Let's do this. How do we... 3-sided coin. Let's go. Rolling dice.
have
You
that.
got a dice?
No, I got 3 helmets, though.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, I'm represented by Georgia.
Yep.
What do you want,
We should
MSU?
use a different hat because that one is
See-through.
See-through.
You want MSU or
Probably not
Arkansas,
sweaty.
Damon?
Oh, Arkansas.
All right, he's going Arkansas.
That one's
You
mine?
get MSU.
Okay.
Shake that shit up. You're the guest. You close your eyes.
I'm also the guest.
Come on, Toy Story 2. Toy Story 2.
Just fucking pick one.
Fuck, it's Lord of the Rings.
Arkansas!
Kidding me? On
Holy shit.
the Heirs of the Rings.
That's a real turn of events.
Unbelievable. All right, I'll do 10, 9, 8, 7, or no, you do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1, and we all do our number 1. You son of a bitch. Lord of the Rings is the best thing that ever happened to us.
All right. Here is our combined top 10 overrated movies
Of all time.
of all time. Number 10, The Lord of the Rings. Number 9, I get the first 3. Get the hell out of here.
yes.
And that's
Number
me, you say
9,
Yeah.
Tommy Boy.
that. Come on.
Number 8, Grease.
Grease is the word. All right, number 7, Slumdog Millionaire.
Boo.
6, Inglourious Bastards. Boo. 5, Paranormal Activity.
Boo.
Like it that much to boo it?
No.
Number 4, The Avengers. Number 3, Scarface. Number 2, 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Woo!
And your number 1 most overrated film of all time is...
That we like. We still like it.
like
But
it.
it's
I like it.
overrated
I like
because
it.
everyone lies.
But it's... Yeah, because there's liars out there. You cheaters.
Fucking liars.
It's
Citizen
You
Kane.
did that really
That
well.
was
Thank
good.
you guys so
Good
much
guys.
for watching. Let's see if I actually have a Citizen Kane saying Kane code.
Do you? Do you? Well, that's a nice little box you got there.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. So we'll go to our next best thing. Let's just say this. Anybody who comes with a comment on what their most overrated film is, Best comment wins, and it'll be a code. I'll give you 3 choices, okay? I don't know the choices right now, but I'll give you 3, and then best comment wins. So please comment, like, subscribe, share. We need more subscribers. Number 30. We did. Well, it was the Blu-ray critic who did number 30 for us. So we'll leave his link down below to check out his videos. So thank you, Blu-ray critic. Otherwise, everybody else, you guys rock. Watch Film Eat Film. Listen to Film Eat Film.
Watch it too if you want. It's nice font.
Yep. And yeah, it's great stuff. We had a great argument last week. Almost could possibly be a 3-0. Check it out. But other than that, check out another Film Eat Film that should be dropping soon. Otherwise, remember,